Hi, welcome back to another video. In case you didn't notice, I already have makeup half on. We got a base laid down. That is because today we are going to be recreating other Instagrammers' makeup looks. And the first one we're doing today is all about the eyes, so I figured I'd slap on a face to start with and we'd just roll right into it. If you're just stumbling across my channel, welcome to my descent into madness. This is how I document it. Please take a second to subscribe. All right, we are just jumping into it. So I think pretty much all of the makeup looks that I'm going to do in this video, there's going to be a couple of them. I will not be filming them all at once. I think they're all going to be from smaller influencers. I really think it's important to me, at least, to support other creators and just kind of give everybody a little bit of exposure, or at least a little bit of love, rather than all of us just talking about like the top 5 beauty influencers, which, like, we love them. We love them all. Obviously, that's why they're at the tip top. But I don't know, sometimes it gets a little bit boring just talking about the same few people. So the Instagrams for these lovely makeup artists will all be linked in my description. Please make sure to go check them out. Our first look comes to us from Glam by Julie. It is this beautiful, colorful, bright eye look. Really makes me think of springtime. And let's just jump on into it. We're gonna start with a really bright pink. This is from the EYN or EYN Bright Matte Palette by Beauty Bay. Ooh. All right, it has begun. One of the big reasons I'm doing this is to kind of get out of my comfort zone, and bright pink in the outer crease is a great way to start off out of my comfort zone. Okay. Right, we want to just give this a delicate blend so we don't have to add any more colors, but we make it nice and soft at the edges. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of red closer in to kind of deepen it up, because my pink doesn't look exactly the same as her pink. Okay, I look like a flamingo. What's next? Orange. We're gonna go into Heat Wave in the same palette. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of powder under my eyes because these shadows are just a little bit dusty and very bright, and I don't want that under my eyes. We've got orange. I'm gonna go into Hello Sunshine, which is a bright yellow, in that same palette. I don't think I've ever put these colors on my eye together, but I'm into it. It kind of looks like a really bright sunset. I'm gonna quickly cut my crease on this side, and then we're gonna be back to do this side. All right, one side is cut. Let's get this other side. We're using white concealer. This is the Morphe Fluidity Concealer. I may not like the foundation, but it is a darn good concealer, and it comes in white, and not many do. Okay, I really look like a weird bird right now. Going out of my comfort zone. All right, we're gonna start in the inner corner, and we're actually gonna go in with yellow again, but we're gonna do just a slightly different yellow. I'm gonna go into my James Charles Artistry palette. I'm gonna use the yellow. Sorry, I don't have the shade names in front of me for this one, but we're doing yellow. So I went ahead and already did it on this eye because everything's falling apart. I just almost knocked my open translucent powder all over the floor. Just gonna close that. Anyways, I was getting tired of going back and forth, so I just did one, and now we're gonna do the other. Green. Doing the light green in the James Charles palette. Since I'm using such a flat brush to really pack on the color, I am trying to lightly blend as I put the color down. just to make my life a little bit easier. Blue. Doing the bright sort of teal blue in the palette. I'm going to take this giant flat brush, I don't know why I decided to use this, and go into the blue right next to the blue that we just used. Now that I've got the colors like patted down, I'm going to go into the light purple and start just kind of blending that out into the pink that we've got outside. Okay, I think I'm good with the lid. Definitely glad I had powder under my eyes because there was definitely some fallout there. Now what did her under eyes look like? Oh, I don't know what her under eyes look like. Her eyes are looking down. I'm gonna go with a little bit of purple. Why not? Just whatever's left over on this brush. And connect it up to this outer corner here. Maybe just an itty bit of the blue. And finish out strong with the yellow. I'm gonna pop on just the tiniest bit of liner and some lash, and I'll be right back to do lips. I was trying to decide whether or not to put false lashes on, and then I remembered that I'm tired and I want to go to bed because once again I'm filming at night when I need to sleep. So I decided to just go with mascara. Let's do a little lip. So she's gone on a really pretty nude lip, so we're gonna do something like that. Okay, let's pop on a little bit more blush and some highlighter, and then we're good to go. Yeah, that seems like a good amount. Ooh, there she is. Yeah, this is our first look. Of course, a recreation of Glam by Julie, who is an absolute sweetheart, by the way. Please, please, please go follow her. We got to DMing when I asked her if I could use her post in my video, and she was so sweet about it. By the way, if you're ever going to do a video like this, it never hurts to send a DM and ask for permission to use someone's original content. And who knows, you might strike up a friendship. And now I have to take off this beautiful makeup. I'm probably going to film a bunch of TikToks, aren't I? Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys whenever the next time I film the second part of this is. See you then. Welcome back. It's been a few days and I cut my hair. Yep. Next up, we're going to be recreating a look from the lovely Lucy, or LSG Makeup on Instagram. I've been swatching some colors because there are a lot of colors in this look and I wanted to make sure that they're all going to look right. As far as I can tell, she normally does her eyes before she does her face, so we're going to do that today. I'm going to do a little bit of eyebrow first though. Hey baby. My cat just sneezed. She has great brows and I will never compete, but I can certainly try. I did not use an eye primer last time, I just used concealer, and I think that was a mistake. So this time we're actually going to use primer. I have the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. So Lucy is the pioneer of the split eyeshadow look. If you don't know what that is, have you been on Instagram? So we're going to be doing one of those classics today. I've never done this before. I'm scared. So I'm going to do the first half on my left eye first, just to experiment a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and we'll walk through the right eye together. Okay, let me do like an Instagram snap transition. Bam! It's been an hour. Yep, I did this whole eye. It's not perfect, but it's decent. First thing you need when you're doing a split eye look is some tape. If ever you are going to be putting tape by your eyeball, always stick it on the back of your hand or your arm or somewhere on another part of your skin a couple of times so it's not super, super sticky. You don't want really sticky tape on your eyeball. Yes, it feels weird. We're going to start with yellow. I'm using the James Charles palette for this. Why do so many of these colorful looks have yellow in the inner corner? The last one did, right? And this one does. Wonder why. We're gonna go into the bright orange, also in the James Charles palette. Right now we're gonna go into the Tati Beauty palette, and we're gonna go with Poet in the matte formula. Tati and James together on my eye. The scandal. No, I will not talk about scandals on my channel. I refuse to be caught up in drama. I just want everybody to get along, but apparently that's not possible. The name of the game here is blending, blending, blending. Blend until your arms give out. Now, oh now, we're gonna take a Q-tip with some makeup remover on it, and we're gonna cut that crease. Now we're gonna take a flat brush and go back into our eye primer and really cut the crease. We're gonna take a teeny tiny flat brush and go into this light blue in the James Charles palette and really pack that in along the cut crease line. I'm gonna take a second flat brush, go into the darker blue right next to it, and blend those two together. We're gonna go ahead and do another cut crease. All right, I'm gonna take another flat brush and go back into the Tati Beauty palette. This time I'm going to go into Poet again, but in the metallic formula, and just pack that on. And because I want just a little bit more oomph, we're gonna go into this loose pigment that I have. It's from M Princess. What are you? It's the shade Pretty Petal. And we're just gonna put that on top. Bam. All right, last cut crease. We're cutting out, it's not even really a cut crease, we're like cutting out where the liner is gonna go, which is still eyeshadow, but it's basically liner. We're gonna go back in with the light blue and the dark blue, and then that's it for this half. All right, I think we're ready to peel off the tape. Okay. Also, I understand why she does her face after her eyes. I have so much fallout from all of these colors that I'm packing on. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I feel like I just look absolutely insane, and I'm going to for like 90% of this video. Yeah, let's say 90. That seems right. It's the 100 layers of eye primer challenge. No, it's not. Don't do that. Okay, now what? Now what am I doing? What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I? What's happening? Someone save me. Right, I'm broken. You see this line that we have here with the blue? We're gonna continue that, but different colors. Orange. Oh, you know what I wanna do? More tape. Let's say there-ish. I poked myself in the eye. That hurt. Scratch that. Scratch everything. I'm gonna make this easier for myself. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. I'm gonna take some white concealer. This is the Morphe Fluidity Concealer. And I'm just gonna cut out like I cut with this crease, but there's no eyeshadow to cut. I'm just gonna map out like the line. I sound like a crazy person. Probably because I am one. Orange. That shows up better too, eh? We're going back into Poet again. I think that's about as blended as I'm gonna get it, so I'm gonna cut this again exactly the same way that we cut this blue line over here. Now this time we're gonna cut with white concealer rather than cutting with the primer, because we're gonna be actually leaving this space white. Now we're going to set this concealer with some of the white eyeshadow from the James Charles palette. Okay, we are almost done. I'm gonna go into this bright kind of like reddish purple in the James Charles palette and kind of make some liner using this and connect it up with the top here. Then we're gonna go into this Urban Decay Distortion palette, which I bought for the packaging. And we're gonna use the shade Rogue, which is this pretty light purple. And we're gonna connect the two liners so they match up. And of course blend the two purples together. Then we can peel off our tape. Okay, I'm good with this. I'm going to clean up my under eyes, do my face, and then we're gonna come back for finishing touches, under eyes, some highlight, some lips. Be back in a second. Okay, this feels like a marathon that we're almost at the end of. Starting with Poet. Just going in super close to the lash line with that. Tiniest bit of that orange. And finally blend it out with some yellow. Then we're going to repeat that on the other side and go in with a bit of mascara. Oh, lower lashes and mascara makes such a difference. Highlighter. All right, let's finish this off with some lipstick. Really, it's times like these when I try to wear a warm nude that I realize how pale I really am. All right, let's pop the hair down. It's in my lipstick. Where's my comb? I feel like I did a fairly decent job at recreating this. I don't think I did amazing. But for my first try at this style, like at all, we're gonna call this a success. The shape of the crease here, it's a little wonky. The two don't really match up super well. And also I look just like a little bit like a crazy person. But this was a really fun, challenging look. And it looks amazing on Lucy, so please go and follow her. Of course, she will be linked down below along with everyone else whose looks I'm recreating in this video. And this may have been like a really quick, like 5 minutes, hopefully, if I can actually edit this well, for you guys. But for me, this was almost 4 hours. So try at your own risk. On to the next. Hello, we're back. So it's been like a month since I filmed the first 2 parts of this video. Real talk for a second here. For those of you who don't know, I do have a chronic disorder, dysautonomia postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I was diagnosed 5 years ago, and recently my symptoms have been like super managed. I'm in a better place than I've been in a long time. And then quarantine happened. I'm not gonna make this video about my disorder. I do someday want to make a whole video on it, answering questions and talking about what it is and how it affects my life and all that jazz. But basically, the lack of a routine and being stuck inside the house has really thrown a wrench into my health. I don't have the coronavirus, don't worry. But basically, I have not had the energy to film anything for a month. And I'm slowly working up to being in a kind of like manageable state. So if you've noticed that I like haven't been on social media as much, that's why. All right, moving on, let's just do some makeup. But again, if you guys do have any questions about my health stuff, feel free to leave a question in the comments, because at some point I do want to make a video about it. Okay, today we're doing our very last makeup look for this video. This one comes from the lovely Cody Beauty. We've actually done a collab on Instagram before. We both did reptile inspired makeup, so I'll put both of those, mine and hers, on the screen right now. This is the look we're going to be recreating today. It's got some really cool cut crease shapes, some graphic liner going on, and I think it's definitely going to be a challenge. So let's give it a try. I have my little blue earrings on to match the makeup. Thanks, Marissa. She made these. Also follow her. Here we go. But first, we're going to stop for a second and I'm going to get this eye done. That way I can experiment, and if I mess up some, it's okay. Be right back. Okay, here we are. This eye is done. Clearly, it's a lot. Apparently, I'm incapable of choosing anything that's not really difficult. Here we go. I'm just going to use the James Charles Artistry palette for all the colors in this. It has a nice wide range of blues, and this is all blues. So we're going to start with a dark blue. Since we're doing a cut crease, I'm really not worried about how far down onto the lid this goes. I'm just worried about how the blending looks upwards towards my eyebrow. So the interesting thing about this look is it has this funky kind of like gap up at the top cut crease, and it's very blended, so it's not done through a cut crease. So we're just gonna have to like not put eyeshadow there. Now for the teal or lighter blue, whatever you want to call it. So I'm using this lighter blue not only to blend out the edges of the dark blue, but also on top of it to kind of change the tone. So it all melds together. Now we're gonna cut the crease, aka get rid of most of the eyeshadow that we just put down. Thing to keep in mind is it doesn't have to be perfect when you just cut it out with your Q-tip, because when you go back in with your concealer or eye primer or whatever it is you use, you're using that to really sharpen up those edges and make it perfect. Now we're going to do the kind of inside part of the eye. The lid is what I mean. I'm going to take a small flat brush with that kind of light teal, and I'm going to use just that color to kind of map out the shape of the inside of the lid that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to go over it with the darker colors. Yeah. Alright, now that I've mostly got that sharp line up at the top, I was just kind of mapping out that top shape with the lighter color. Now we're going to go in some with the flat brush, some with some fluffy brushes to blend it, and we're going lightest to darkest on the inside. I am so bad at explaining these with words. Just watch what I do. Oh my god, I have so much blue under my eye. Please come off. And we're just going to sharpen up the bottom of this cut crease so it's sort of a little bit like winged liner. And under the eyes, we're just doing a little like ittiest bit of black in this kind of... Why don't I know words today? The outer corner of the lower lash line. And some dark blue and some teal. All right, we are in the home stretch here, and we're about to do the hardest part, graphic liner. So I'm going to be using my Suva Beauty liner. This is a Hydra liner. This is the shade Grease. So it's water activated, which means I have to use a brush, which means I can pick a teeny tiny itty bitty brush to use. I really like using something like this for graphic liner because I just have more control with it. I'm going to start with just a tiny bit on this tiny brush. And here we go. So in doing a shape like this, it's very clear to see that I have a super different eye shape than Cody does. So I round out my crease a lot more while hers is a little more pointed in the inner corner. Basically what I'm trying to say is I have trouble doing a really pointed line in my inner corner. Some people do that all the time and it looks great on them. It's a little tough to do on my eye, but we're trying our best. Well, that didn't turn out the same on both eyes, but it's fine. Just gonna follow the curve. Now I can breathe. Okay, I think we're actually done. We're gonna do some mascara, we're gonna do some highlighter, we're gonna do some lipstick. So her photo only has her eyes, which means I get to do whatever I want with the lipstick. And this is so crazy, so bold, that I'm gonna go all out. We're doing black lipstick. I don't even care. You know how you do that thing with winged eyeliner where you're like, oh, one side's longer than the other. I had to go back and fix that on the other side so they match, but then you just keep going. I feel like I do that with trying to make my lipstick even, because my lips they're f***ed up. They're not shaped right. But I try my best. The heck is my mascara? Here we go. Okay, lastly, highlighter. We've got Fenty Diamond Bomb highlight. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably pretty long, but just remember, it was much longer for me when I was doing it. Each of these looks probably took about like 4 hours, and I usually have about 2-ish hours of footage. So I've compiled all of that down into what you see in this video. And it's also taken me like more than a month to actually film and edit all of this together. Again, most of that's because of health reasons and not actually working on it, but still, this is a long time coming. I feel very punk right now. Like, I'm ready to fight somebody. I probably look a bit scary, and I'm okay with that. Follow all of these lovely, lovely ladies. They do amazing looks all the time. And if you want me to do another video recreating looks from Instagram, maybe one of your looks, leave that in the comments below, or tag me in anything on Instagram so that I'll see it. Even if I don't do a full video on it, I'm constantly posting stuff on there that I don't put in videos. Follow me on all of the social medias, all those things. Instagram for more makeup looks you won't see in videos. TikTok for queer content, and also me doing makeup while lip syncing John Mulaney, and Twitter for my 4 a.m. thoughts. It's basically a good rundown. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to continue to watch my descent into madness. I think it's pretty clear that it's downhill from here. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!